Central Bank of Nigeria has stopped the sale of foreign exchange to bureau de change operators. Addressing journalists in Abuja, the governor of the CBN, Mr. Godwin Emefiele, says that the operators will now be left with the option of getting foreign exchange from autonomous sources. He says that while the Apex Bank will monitor the trade operations of the BDCs to ensure they do not violate the Money Laundering Act, commercial banks have also been authorized to accept cash deposits of foreign exchange from their customers.
The governor of the central bank and other top officials of the bank at a news conference on key decisions of the bank.
The decisions that the Committee of Governors.
The CBN governor begins with the analysis of the international and domestic economic outlook, especially as it relates to the drop in oil prices from a peak of $114 per barrel in July 2014 to as low as $33 per barrel in January 2016, leading to a fall in the monthly earnings of the bank from $3.2 billion to $1 billion.
The last we had oil prices at about $50 per barrel for an extended period of time was in 2005. At that time, our average import bill was 148.3 billion naira monthly. In stark contrast, our average import bill for the first 9 months of 2015 stood at 917.6 billion naira per month.
Has asked the Department of Petroleum Resources, the DPR, to tighten its enforcement machine and deploy monitors with immediate effect. He also directed the DPR to dispense for free all available stocks and effect a 3-month shutdown of any filling station found defaulting.
To DPR that is not being enforced, I guess my first action would be...
I'm seizing this opportunity to give a very last warning to everybody who runs a filling station and everybody who owns a depot. We must go back to what is the price that has been approved by PPRA and put in place by PPMC. And that price for PMS, to the best of my knowledge, is 86.50. For non-NNPC stations, and 86 naira for NNPC stations. I have asked DPR to oil up their enforcement machine because they're not doing it as well as I want it to happen. And frankly, effective immediately, they're going to hit on the streets. We're going to have security agencies. If any filling station is found, quite frankly, to be selling products above the right price, We're going to seal those stations. First, we're going to sell the products in those stations for free. Then we're going to seal those stations, and I will not reopen those stations for a period of 3 months. If any depot does the same thing, similar things will happen. We cannot afford the lack of the continuous indiscipline in the system when people know what is right to do and just for simple profiteering continue. It doesn't matter whether it's NNP stations or whether it's a third-party station. Obviously, I will not shut down an NNPC station. I need them to circulate. But if anybody does that, I will get individual fired. I will also get whoever the responsible manager who knows supervising the person dismissed. It's as simple as that. I will be very shocked if NNPC stations do that. But in the event that they do, please, Nigerians should send us the names of those entities. And if we consistently find somebody who continues to breach the rules and regulations of these countries, we're going to ask DPR to withdraw their licenses as an extreme measure of those depots and those filling stations. So first punishment will be sell your products, shut you down for 3 months. But if we find a consistent pattern of breach, we're going to simply withdraw the licenses. And that is how serious we want to go about this.
The acting managing director of the Niger Delta Development Commission, Mrs. Ibim Semenitari, has asked the management and staff of the commission to join her in a renewed drive to accelerate development in the region. During their first meeting in the Rivers State Office in Port Harcourt, she told them that to achieve the set goals and implement the master plan, all staff must show professionalism in the discharge of their duties.
This is a usual meeting for members of staff of the Niger Delta Development Commission, the NDDC. However, this makes the news because of the presence of the outgoing Managing Director, Basi Danabia, and the Acting Managing Director, Ibim Semenitari. Mrs. Semenitari takes over with a word of caution to staff that her time in the commission will be treated as emergency, as there's a lot to be achieved in a short available time.
It means that there will be no time to rest because I don't have any time to rest. It means that we have an emergency on our hands and we will work together. And so you will forgive the fact that I will call you 24/7.
For Mr. Dan Abia, even though he heads out of the commission for now, he assures that his contribution is available if required.
We are also assured the federal government that management staff will be available to continue with any critical issue and address any issue that may come up within this period.
According to the Commission's reports, the Acting Managing Director inherits 1,510 projects with 2 electricity substations and 2 blocks of 52-room modern hostels and 236 other projects already completed.
Well, it's time now for business news on the news at 10 with Emana Ambrosamawe.